Great. You came off would we call it a massive heart attack with last year?
I don't know what's massive mean. I mean,
massive, from what was explained to me, massive is any time you have more than an 80% blockage.
100% blockage.
Oh, that's pretty
in your
massive.
artery, like it,
Huh?
when your arteries are blocked.
My artery was blocked, stuffed to the gill. I didn't know I had one. I knew something wasn't right. It happened like at 7 o'clock at night, and I just thought it was going to go away. My arms weren't feeling right. Something just wasn't feeling right, and then about 2 a.m. I started getting a little bit concerned, and called my daughters, and they told me to get my ass to the hospital. And I thought I was going to go there. I thought they were going to run some tests on me, and they're going to send me back home. No, they went in there and took a look, and it was big old artery too, man. The biggest artery, and mine was bigger than most people's, and it was just stuffed. They tried to unclog it. And it was so stuffed they couldn't. So then they're gonna put me on blood thinners and come back and try it again in a month. But then the next morning, some of my levels went up, and they said we're gonna have to go back in and try it again. And then when they're in there trying to dig out the clot. Well, you're awake, and it's like it's giving you a heart attack. That's what it feels like. You're like, ah. And it was very, it was not comfortable and very stressful, because I'm just sitting there praying that, and finally I heard the doctor say, "Oh yeah," something like that, meaning he got a little chunk out, and then he was able to get it all out, cleared it all out, and they didn't have to put a stent in for some reason. I don't know, but they said my artery was so big they would have had to get a special stent,
like a super stent.
Yeah. But they didn't have to put one in, and just trying to live a little cleaner.
Let me ask you this: you're a legitimate tough guy, right? Actually, a very scary guy too, man. I mean, tough, kick anyone's ass. After you have something like a heart attack, does that kind of like weigh on you, or like kind of feel, you kind of feel a little less than a man type of thing? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's been 3 months.
Is it getting better? I would hope.
I'm doing good. I'm doing great, but at the time, it's still in my head.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's in my head.
Sure.
Sometimes I can feel chest pain, and I get all freaked out, but,
It's a mortality check, man. It's got to be
hard. Yeah, you nailed it.
It's got to be hard.
Does it make you feel less of a man? Yeah, kind of.
Understood.
Totally understand. And again, I'm a heart attack survivor myself.
Yeah.
We spoke about that before the show.
Think about it a lot, don't you?
I think about it all the time. First of all, I think about how lucky I am to be here on the earth. And I will tell you on a personal level, obviously I didn't know you, but we pretty much had heart attacks at the same time. I was in the hospital and I was reading about you.
Oddly enough.
And, I could almost say that you were an inspiration too, right? And meeting you, I feel like you're an inspiration. I just like your approach and the way you are as a human being. So God bless. I'm glad you're still with us. And again, I know how it feels. You don't feel like the same. And we're scared. We're humans, right? We want to live. We got families to live for. But on a positive note, we're glad you're here on Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, and we're glad you shared with us, Farrell.
Heavyweight history is you. You defeat Dan Severn, if I'm not mistaken, by submission.
One hell of a scarf neck choke, boy.
Ow. Did you see that, by the way?
Yes, I did.
Hey, I'm going to tell you what, old Severn fought that pretty damn good, because I was doing that on practice to people, and it didn't take me more than like 2 seconds. Lock it up, crank it, and they were tapping out. Old Severn, he fought it for like a good almost a minute, and I was damn near ready to let it go, because I knew if I didn't get this, my arms were going to be trash. But then finally, old nice guy Dan Severn, I know it's on there pretty good. I can't believe he ain't tapping. You know what I mean? He's just tough dude, man.
Already.
Tough dude. I can't believe it, but He reached up and started poking me in the eyes. And when you're desperate, man, you do anything.
Oh, sure.
He's a nice guy, but
Sure.
hey, man,
Sure.
there was no way out. He was done. And after he poked me in the eye and Big John slapped his hand off or whatever, he fucking called it a day. And he told me, he said, I wasn't choked out, Coleman. He said, I just thought I thought my neck was going to get separated from my body. Because I was fucking strong, man. I was so strong that night. I could have beat anybody that night, I think.
There you go. There you
I
go.
have to think that way.
Look,
but
I'm sure they're all tough. Every one of them that you probably stepped in the ring with, they're all tough guys, man. You can't be a UFC.
not everyone.
Not everyone? Okay.
No, I
would
had a couple easy ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Where would you rank Severn? Like, if you had to.
He's up there, man. He's
Top
up there. But,
penthouse, basically? Tough?
you know, I fought a lot better. I fought like...
Okay.
I've fought over 10 world champions.
Okay.
Fedor twice, Shogun Hua, Randy Couture, Severn, Fry, Krokop. And these are some fucking killers. Igor Volchanchin. But Severn, he didn't like to train.
Really?
I mean, he was 38 years old.
Okay.
So he was a little bit past his prime by then, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And he really wasn't a big fan of training that hard. He'll tell you himself. He had over 100 wins. I mean, pretty amazing what he did.
Yeah.
But he said, I get my training.
Do you think he underestimated you that night, or he just...
No, he just, I think he did train for me.
Okay.
He likes to exaggerate, but I think he did train for me that night. He just didn't. That's it, man. I was the better man.
There you go.
I was world class, and he's the only guy that I was out there, no gloves on. Everybody thought we were buddies. Everybody thought me and Severn were good buddies. We respected each other. We're both wrestlers, this and that, but good buddies is out the door once that cage locked. And well, it was only one fight that night. When you got 3 fights, you wear the gloves because you got to protect your hands. But one fight with Severn, I didn't wear no gloves, and everybody was saying, "Oh, they're good buddies, and they're not going to hit each other." Oh, hell no, man! I would have smashed the hell out of him if that's what it took. But he just gave me, whatever. The side choke was there, and I've been killing it. Back in warm-ups, I've been killing it, and there it was, and he was just. He was tough, but like I said, he was 38, 39, and we're good friends. Me and Severn are real good friends. A lot of respect for each other. I don't think he put in. He didn't train like I did. I mean, he didn't train as hard as I did, and whatever.
Did you realize at the time, becoming the first UFC heavyweight champion, did you realize
spent a lot of money getting this shit going?
So let me ask you this. In your prime, Lesner in his prime.
Yeah.
Could you beat Lesner?
Ooh.
I think so. What the hell? Yeah.
There you go. Ground and pound him.
Ground and pound Lesner.
Get down, Brock. Boom, 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 boom. It's a ding, ding. Why not?
I'm not saying it'd been easy, but that's a bad dude. But of course I'm going to bet on myself in my freaking prime.
Right.
I mean,
Just out of curiosity, because I am curious about stuff. Where do you put Brock? I've had arguments with UFC fans that say Brock Lesnar doesn't deserve any credit for what he did with UFC or his impact on UFC or his history or what. What do you think about? What's your opinion on Brock Lesnar's UFC
people
career?
People are jealous or something. That man brought all kinds of attention to the damn sport.
Right.
That's simple. Big, giant, monster, badass, savage killer.
Preach. Yeah.
But sometimes he got a little tired.
There you go. There you go.
But he was dangerous, man. He was so strong, so big, so powerful. His hands were like, makes that thing look like a baby's hand. His hands were the biggest hands I've ever seen, man. Huge. You get hit with that. But he did pretty good, but he didn't have enough time to dedicate to it. He was doing the pro wrestling thing, so he had to do a little bit of everything. But if he would have committed to MMA, who knows how far he could have went. But he did fine, man. He did great. He did great.
Is Fry the toughest man you've ever been in the ring
Well,
with?
just, I've been in the ring with, 10 world champions.
Right.
So they're all tough.
Absolutely.
But I'm saying, literally, I was really, UFC 10, third fight of the night, my hands were the only thing on my body hurting. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, for sure. You ain't
My
kidding.
hands were killing me, man. If
Think
I
about
wouldn't,
that.
I wasn't going to wear the gloves. Thankfully, I listened to somebody for once. My coach, he begged me to leave the gloves on. After the first fight, it only lasted 2 minutes, but I came back and said, these gloves are getting in the way.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to keep them on. Luckily, I did, because I fought Gary Goodrich the second fight, and that dude's head's hard. I had to hit him about 50 times before he threw it in. But then, oh, man, we got to the finals, and it was just ground and pound for 11 minutes, 40-some seconds. And I'm looking at this dude's eyes, and they're pretty much swelled shut. And I'm just like, gosh damn, this is crazy what I get myself into. Because I was getting tired. It was a lot of work. 11 minutes, so I was getting tired, and I was kind of like thinking, man, this dude, maybe he's going to reverse the situation on me, you know what I mean? But he was, he was on his back defending himself still. I'm throwing headbutts right in his face, bam, just solid headbutts, legal. Boom, smashing him. And it got to the point where his hands started, they were up here defending, then they were getting down here, and it got to the point where I'm looking out the corner of my eye at Big John saying, well, you going to stop this thing or what? And then all of a sudden, okay, bam, just throw another headbutt. And then finally Big John stopped it. But, ooh, man, he was tough. Fry's tough. You seen his fight with Takayama. That was legendary.
Oh, my God, yeah.
20 wins. How the fuck are you going to remember all that?
That's pretty fun. You're right. Look, you look like you have a great relationship with your daughters. Can you tell me about your daughters at all? When I go on social media, it looks like what a nice relationship you have with your family.
Three daughters, 21, 23, seniors in college, about to graduate, never been in trouble, just, the best, my life. But I got a 6-year-old from another woman, and it's kind of hard because not everybody's getting along. I mean, I'm trying to get along, but sometimes other people make it impossible to work it out. But I'm as close with my oldest 2 daughters as I've ever been. I mean, I'm sure she'll be calling me tonight. We talk every day. I see each other almost, as much as we can. But my 6-year-old's she's a little sweetheart, a little beauty, and they're all talented. My oldest daughter she could have been the UFC women's champion. She is that fucking badass. That freaking strong. She seems as strong as me she is an animal. But then her sister, all-star shortstop, all-star point guard in basketball, very athletic. But the oldest one was a gymnast, national champion, level 10 gymnast. Now that's a brutal, brutal sport. I remember when she was about 7 years old, I was showing Rich Franklin's wife. I said, I used to show, my daughter had it's the sickest six-pack you ever seen in your life. And somehow they got posted on the internet, and kind of took some heat for it because everybody was accusing me of abusing her, feeding her steroids, and abusing her. I'm like, no, my daughter does what she wants. She's a badass killer, and gymnastics is hard, man. It's a hard job, and she just had it. But then I can't never say never. They're only 21 and 23.
Right.
I mean, when they come back from college next year, I hold the pads for them. I wrestle with them. They're tough, but...
Would you want them to get into that lifestyle?
Nah, kinda. But they would have to commit to it, man.
Right.
I mean, it'd be pretty hard. I mean, because they're just going to... you got a nurse. She needs to get in there and make some money. She's been busting her ass. Nursing is a very hard major.
How hard was it being on the road back when they were little?
Man, I couldn't stand leaving, man. I couldn't, and I didn't leave that much. I trained at home. Right. I should have been. If I could do it over again, I'd just go.
Right.
But I didn't trust anybody with my kids, so I didn't really have too many training camps. I mean, I had my own training camps. I was my own coach in Columbus, Ohio State Wrestling Room, and I made it work. But it could have been a lot better. I could have been a lot better, but I did pretty good. I did okay sometimes.
So let me ask you a question. Your daughter comes home. She brings a boyfriend home. Is this guy shitting his pants when he realizes who the father is?
Man, dudes ain't scared of me.
What?
Get the fuck.
I wouldn't even go on the same block. What are you talking about? Oh
yeah, I mean they might be. No, if I don't be nice to, if they bring a dude around and I'm a prick, well they just won't fucking bring him around. I have to be nice. I have to be nice to these guys, and I'm pretty sure I would have killed it. I mean, I would have. I think I was pretty good over in Japan. I mean, got the big pops. You know what I mean? But no, just rumors about me liking to drink some booze too much and stuff like that. They seen me as and I did go to one of the shows, all drunked up and. So I kind of, like I said, I blew it.
Where's Vince?
They didn't give me I didn't get my chance, but I'm pretty sure I would have killed it. Right. I wanted to wrestle Kurt Angle so bad.
God, that would have been hot.
I don't know why it didn't happen in Japan. We could have did it over in Japan. We would have went 25 minutes and we would have beat the hell out of each other.
Did you ever have any contact with Kurt during those days when you were wrestling? Hey, Kurt. Got an idea here.
Yeah.
Hello. What did Kurt think about it?
Well, they came close. I mean, Kurt, there's going to be the Four Horsemen or whatever they was going to call us. Kurt, myself was in the play, and I can't remember, or maybe a Don Fry and.
Oh my God,
that would have been incredible.
Yeah, well, we were gonna be the badasses, but it just it didn't come to fruition, man. And like I said, I kind of just blew it that one night. I got a little too hammered.
So, Mark, let me ask you about that. When does the drinking spiral out of control? Like, what happens? Like, how does it creep up on you?
It creeps up on me, whatever that's worth.
Mm-hmm.
It knows how to creep.
It's an evil drug, and it'll get you.
Right.
It'll get you, and then it's hard to get off. Any drug out there.
Sure.
Any drug is hard to get off. Any addiction's really, really hard, but alcohol's hard, man. You don't know how to function without it sometimes. You think you function better. I used to think I functioned a lot better when I was drunk. But then I watch myself on the interviews and I sound like an idiot.
Felt good at the time, though, right?
Huh?
Felt good at the time, right?
I thought I was good, but then I'd watch it and I'm like, oh, Jesus, man, you dumbass. But, so a lot of people say, Coleman got CTE. No, I was drunk. Because I talking slow, slurring, talking slow. Oh, this guy took too many shots to the head. I really didn't take that many shots to the head. I didn't, compared to most people, I took hardly none. Took some, but not very many. Not very many, so I don't think I got CTE.
A lot of people look up to you, right? And we all have problems in life. Do you have any advice for people that maybe are struggling with alcoholism that you could recommend? Like, give some words.
You gotta be ready to commit. I mean, you gotta be ready to commit to just not doing it. And yeah, you gotta get help. I mean, AA. I've been to AA meetings. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, and everybody's the same in there, man. We all got the same, and everybody's got the same stories and hiding beer, and everybody's done the same thing, you know. But you gotta dig deep. You gotta find hard, and you gotta have a reason to stop. And then you gotta do it, man. You just gotta do it, and it's gonna be tough because, who don't like to have a little buzz on every once in a while, you know?
Absolutely.
But it can, every once in a while, it can become every day, every night, every morning.
Sure.
You know, it'll get you. So I battle it every day. I battle it every day. I'm an alcoholic, but I'm gonna keep fighting. Keep fighting.
With that, we'll be right back after this commercial break with legend Mark the Hammer Coleman. Jimmy, I gotta take a dump. What? No.